Okay, so I wanted to do a video on this. So many people have this weird ideology of thinking people are better or like not better because they see actually blackness as lesser. But the point is, people thinking that blackness is connected to your skin tone when it's not. See, these are my people. Comparing myself to these people. Many of them have a phenotype like me, like this lady. Many of them have a similar skin tone to mine. Some are lighter than me, some are darker than me. But, the last time I had a comment from this one person by the name of, I forget what his name was actually. But I know that he was commenting on my page that had to do with big money or whatever, and it was like, he was upset because I was saying that I was more black than a dark-skinned black man, of which the guy is so sensitive about his blackness and hates being black that he doesn't even really want to admit he's dark-skinned and has a hard time with blackness in general. He doesn't understand it, and a lot of these people don't understand it. They'll talk about discrimination for one, and it's like, dark-skinned black people get the carte blanche to basically do and say anything they want, and it's never seen as racist. What if you had to experience racism from dark-skinned black people and white people? What if anytime you are shitted on, the dark-skinned black people are celebrating, and the white people? What if that is the case? It's not just white people going after you, it's actually both sides going after you because they both have a racial connotation against your race, basically. Now, the thing is with dark-skinned black people who want to say they're the standard of blackness or that their blackness is stronger or that you're less black just because you're lighter, that is bullshit. Because you compare me to what I originally came from, which is these people. I am Nigerian descent. These women are Nigerian descent. And I look exactly like them. They could be my sister, my mother, my daughter, they could be anybody related to me. They could play me in a movie, Basically, we had the same phenotype. The same phenotype, just generally, Yet you don't have the same phenotype as these people. So how are you here telling me I don't look like African people when I do look like African people? You, my dear, don't. You don't look like the dark-skinned black people. You're just saying you are darker than me. Dark skin isn't even a black trait. Dark skin is not even... Most people with dark skin aren't even black. Most people with dark skin are actually Indian descent. But somehow you thought it was a good idea to try and claim it's a black trait because what your real problem is that you're crying about being dark-skinned. That's what you're really doing. And you're saying that if I was lighter, I would feel a little bit better about being black because I wouldn't be crying about dark skin. Well, I want to break this to you. You can see that a lot of people that are dark-skinned cry about having dark skin, okay? Did you get me? A lot of people with dark skin hate being dark-skinned. That means that it's not a black trait. The dark-skinned people don't like being dark-skinned sometimes, okay? That transcends race. That's the Indians, that's the Asians, that's the black people, okay? So it's not just specific to black people for having dark skin. It's not specific to crying about having dark skin to being a black trait. It's just the fact that you have dark skin. It's just like the whole thing about like when you wear foundation, for example. You wear a certain color. You know, does that mean that's a black trait that you wear that color? No. That's just a trait that you have, that you need foundation in that color. You get what I'm saying? There's plenty of other races that use that same foundation. So it's not about your black traits. That's not even what makes you black. You know what makes you black is what makes you less black than me, basically. And that's what makes you uncomfortable, because in reality, when we get into this is where you don't really like you it makes you uncomfortable. Why you need to think that you're more black than me is because you're insecure. Okay? So, basically, you're insecure about being mixed. You're uncomfortable with the fact that you're mixed. Let's think of it this way. Okay, you have 24% European ancestry on average. That's what the average dark-skinned black person has. About 24% European ancestry, and then 1% white, which means you're like 75% black. Many of the time, when that's the case, you question why you're dark, as if it's a fucking curse. It goes back to the fact that you cry about being dark-skinned. It goes back to the fact that you have an issue with being dark-skinned, and you see dark-skin as a bad trait. So, to me, it's kind of like this. You think that because you have white in you, if you acknowledge it, what did it do for you? It did nothing for you. That's what you're basically saying. That, oh, it didn't do anything for me. It doesn't make me any lighter, so it's no use, basically. Because you think that the white ancestry is supposed to make you better, therefore lighter skin, basically. Now, the thing is here, what really irks you is this part. When you have a 93% black girl like myself, as you can see, my DNA results right here, and I'm not light-skinned, I'm brown-skinned, as you can see, but you guys still ask, why are you darker than someone who is much more black and much lighter than you? And that's more of the problem there. You don't want to acknowledge someone is more black than you, that is lighter than you, because you start to ask yourself blasphemously at that, why you are dark, basically. As if, like I said, it was a curse. You act like you have to have an excuse for being dark. There is no need to have an excuse to be dark. Dark skin is beautiful. Many of these women are dark-skinned. This woman, I think, right here, is dark-skinned. She's beautiful. You know, this girl that I have a phenotypic similarity to, she's dark-skinned. She's beautiful, too. You know, this chocolate girl, she's actually more brown, actually. But the point is, you know, there are plenty of dark-skinned chocolate queens and dolls, you know, beauty queens, you know. There is no need to act like dark skin is unattractive, dark skin is ugly, or anything of that nature. But what you guys always do with this I'm more black than you kind of thing, which backfires in your dumbasses' faces, because what ends up happening is people like me come forward and we're like, no, we're not less black than you, we're more black than you. Shut the fuck up with that shit, okay? I mean, like, you got to ask yourself why you are darker than me because of a DNA test that shows that I'm more black than you. You should probably be just happy with everything that you are. The 75% blackness that you have, the 25% whiteness that you have, the dark skin, you know, everything about you is just right for you. You don't have to look to another person and compare. This is your whole problem with your whole situation, as you constantly compare yourself to lighter skinned people because you have this mentality that light skin is better. You know, white people don't have the mentality that dark skin is better They didn't originally, at least. They had a good self-esteem of themselves. Why don't you have a good self-esteem of yourself? Why don't you focus on why your phenotype is better? You know? Why don't you do that? I mean, personally, as for me, I do not look to white people or lighter skinned people and ask, why am I not their color? You know, you guys are the weirdest people to me because I've never seen anyone else who actually naturally seems to go more for other people's complexions and act like they're better. Like you naturally it seems almost natural. And I guess maybe it's nurture, but it seems almost natural that you put people who are lighter than you above you and act like their complexion is better, their phenotype is better. I never have thought that. Everyone has always known how I am about light-skinned people. You know, I don't even do that to dark-skinned people. I may admire their phenotype, very much so, but I always understood my own complexion and I always loved my complexion. And I think everybody needs to have that mentality. You see white people, they had it on lock. You know, they had it right. And you see some light-skinned people have it right. Some light-skinned people really don't. They still will try and focus on, oh, I'm more white than you. Those types that want to think like the idea of loving being mixed. And what they're thinking in their heads is basically, the closer to whiteness, the better. Why the fuck did you put yourself under white people? I mean, you're putting yourself above some people because in reality, you feel less than the white people. And when you feel less than the white people, you need something to redeem yourself. If you didn't feel less than anybody, you wouldn't have to step on anybody. You know, personally for me, I don't put dark-skinned people as if, oh, I'm better than you kind of thing. No, I never have seen dark-skinned black people as less than me at all. I think they're good for themselves. And I'm good for myself. You know, kind of thing. If only dark-skinned black people could feel that way too. You know, and one last thing I want to say here, and that is on the whole idea of, you know, you guys saying that dark-skinned black people are the ones who get discriminated against the most. No, you guys want to always take any opportunity that we have for your own, basically. You want to take our representation. You want to take everything from us, you know, and you want to say that I get all the benefits of people who are black and leave people who are brown-skinned and light-skinned in the cold. And people go along with this to the extent where they give you the most protections. So don't even try and talk about discrimination. Add it to it. You guys are the most hateful towards brown-skinned black people. Yes, you are. And the reason why you are is this. One, because in the media, most black people who are touted as black ideals, as far as like celebrities, singers, you know, actresses, most of them are brown-skinned. They're not light-skinned. And a lot of dark-skinned black people, one, do not like to admit this. You know, when you talk about the hip-hop community, they always talk about light skin. They never want to call it brown skin because they have this idea that light skin is supposed to be on top or something, but it really isn't treated that way. You know, I think it's generally the general population is brown skinned, so you'll see more people, you know, my color, or like Rihanna's color, Nicki Minaj's color, Halle Berry's color, Beyonce's color, you know, and then you'll see some people who are light-skinned-ish, you know, but they're not very light-skinned. They're like on the dark end of light skin, like Doja Cat and like Cardi B, you know. But, you know, you usually see people in that range, basically, like very close to brown-skinned or exactly brown-skinned, like a Rihanna or Nicki Minaj or something. But my point is that a lot of you people have a lot of contempt for people who are brown skinned. Like, you guys have more contempt for brown skinned people than anybody, it seems like. Because you don't want brown skinned black people to be, you don't like them to be celebrated, basically. You want them to feel inferior about their skin tone. You want them to feel the pain you feel. You want them to be miserable like you. You want them to feel not light enough. You want to attack them for their phenotype more than anyone else, it seems like. And it might be because technically these dark-skinned people actually feel these people are light-skinned, technically. I don't really think it really matters, because to me, in my opinion, it's like there should be a distinction between those who are more of the reddish hue and those who are yellow, basically. To me, yellow bones are light skin and brown skin is like more the people who fit in the red category. Anyway, but the point is, you guys go after brown skins over and over and over again. So it's not about being darker, because you guys have the power in this. You guys have the power in colorism. You are the ones inflicting colorism against each other. You inflict colorism against people lighter than you. You encourage colorism against light-skinned people, against brown-skinned people. You inflict it against dark-skinned black people. And then somehow you're the victim out of all this shit. And I just want to know how. How the fuck are you the victim out of this shit when you've been perpetuating it to every fucking body? Guys are the ones who are calling black people who are dark-skinned black as if it's a bad thing. You guys are the ones who are calling brown skins, things like trying to associate them with not being light enough. I remember what was her name? The Mademoiselle was specifically saying this about dark-skinned black men, making her feel that way as a brown-skinned girl. And you can see many other people who are in that complexion range where dark-skinned people do this, okay? And you will see with light-skinned people, they will do that as well. So I'm just saying, you guys tend to claim to be discriminated against or whatever. You're not. You try to claim you're the image of blackness for dark-skinned black people. You fucking aren't. Look at this. There is nothing you look like at all, sweetie. Okay? None of it. You're just trying to compare us to basically people like you, and you aren't even the original look to what you look like. So, I mean, that's a bunch of bullshit in itself. And so, that's just kind of like my perception on it, In total, I just want to say, I understand a lot of the people in the golden sphere and things of that nature who have issues and things of that nature with these type of mentalities, because they try to claim that these people are trying to say that they're not, black enough or whatever, and so I feel like they're weak enough to fall for it and try to say, oh, okay, you want to be black? Okay, we'll make you black and we'll be the mixed ones. What? Why the fuck would I try and say I was a fucking knockoff to these dumbass motherfuckers? No, I'm not even related to you, bitch. Being completely honest, I'm not even related to you. My people look exactly like me, so I didn't fucking come from you, and I don't have to answer to you, and you aren't shit to me, okay? So don't you dare act like I am supposed to be the one who's supposed to be adherent to you. No. Just like you aren't supposed to be adherent to me, I'm not supposed to be adherent to you. So you have to understand, in Africa, people come from different people in Africa. So just because your ancestors came from a different part of Africa or a different type of African people does not make my African ancestors any less African. I am very proud that my ancestors came from Nigeria. Everybody loves and thinks pretty highly of Nigerians. So, I mean, I have no issues with where my family comes from. You guys need to be proud of where you come from. You need to be proud of your skin tone. You need to not try and take it out on other people of other colors because they came out lighter. You know, you need to not be resentful of your skin tone. You know, comparing your skin tone as if your skin tone is a failure. You, of all people, should not see your skin tone as a failure. You, of all people, should not be seeing your skin tone as the least appealing trait of yours that you have to make up for and try to make up lies about being more pure black when you aren't more pure black. You aren't. You aren't. You're less black than me. And you will always be less black than me, and I will always be more black than you. That's just how it is. That's just the genetics. That's just a fact, okay? And there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. And there's nothing you can do about being darker than me while being less black than me. But what you need to do is actually love being less black than me and love being dark-skinned, because that's what you are and you can't change it, and you are perfect for what you are. So stop trying to change what you are to feel better about what you are. Just face the facts, face the truth, and be happy with the truth. Love yourself. There's nothing ugly about being dark-skinned, especially for women. You guys are gorgeous. So why the fuck would you be mad? Now, the dark-skinned black men, I understand. Like I said, you guys kind of look feminine and whatever, but you guys have beautiful women. You know, you have beautiful children. And yes, dark-skinned black children are gorgeous. They're beautiful. I don't understand why anyone ever acts like they're not. That's just a weird thing. I mean, why would someone want to come out of the womb looking less done? And, you know, the lighter you get, you look less done. And I say that as a person, as a baby, as a newborn, I didn't like it because I was very pale. And yeah, I didn't really look that all the way finished, in my opinion. It kind of just looks like, you know, like too much redness and problems. Anyway, that's just my perspective. But dark-skinned black children and babies are gorgeous. They're beautiful. There's nothing to be resentful towards them for. I don't get it why you guys act that way. But the point is of this video is just, you know, love what you are. Stop having some contempt or anger or trying to change the facts or lie about someone being black, lie about someone being a different skin tone, lie about yourself being black, lie about your skin tone. Stop that, okay? Stop all that shit and just love yourself. So that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, everyone. Like and subscribe. Comment down below what you think, and have a great day, guys. Bye.